Vision boards that work. Full system edition. Vision boards that work. Full system edition. Introduction. Why most vision boards fail. Most vision boards end up as pretty posters on a wall. Art pieces, not catalysts. We feel inspired. We build our collage, and for a week or two it motivates us. But then life gets busy. Inspiration fades, and the board becomes just another decoration. This isn't because vision is wrong or desire is foolish. It's because we treated the board like fantasy instead of a plan. Imagine Mia. At New Year, she cut out pictures of a beach house and a luxury car. She felt excited, until reality hit. Within 2 weeks, that glossy beach cottage no longer stirred any feeling. Mia glanced at her board, felt guilty that she hadn't done the work, and soon quietly put it away. That is the trap. We swipe for the dream and forget the strategy. Neuroscience shows why this happens. Daydreaming about goals floods us with feel-good chemicals, tricking our brain into thinking we've arrived, but without actual effort, the reward never comes. Then every time we see the board and haven't acted, the gap between vision and reality makes us feel like failures, and we start avoiding the board altogether. We need a system, not a collage. Picture your vision board as a tool, an identity alignment machine, and a weekly execution schedule. It should prime your mind every day for the work ahead, not just flash you images. Today, we'll transform that board into something operational. Before we begin, ask yourself, have you ever built a vision board and felt disappointed when nothing changed? Think about why that happened. Here is a simple action to take now. Take a moment now to write down one vision board you've made in the past. Why do you think it stopped working? Not long ago, my friend Alex had a board crammed with travel photos and sports cars. He never visited the destinations nor bought a car, and it made him feel stuck. His mistake wasn't the images. It was the lack of a plan. Chapter 1. Vision is an identity tool. Your vision board is a mirror of identity, not just wishful thinking. True change starts when you believe you are the person who can make it happen. Think about it. If someone believes they are inherently disorganized or lazy, no fancy images will magically give them focus. The vision board needs to answer one question: who am I becoming? This is the compass that points every decision. Consider two people with business goals. Person A's board shows glossy office towers, fast cars, and piles of cash. Nice things, but only outcomes. When work got tough, those images offered no guidance. Meanwhile, Person B's board looks different. It highlights a calm, focused face studying late at night, a packed schedule planner, a sunrise to represent discipline. Person B's images say, I am a focused problem solver who works steadily. When a deadline loomed, Person B asked, what would a disciplined person do now? And kept going. Their board instilled an identity to stick to. Which approach is your board using? Are you chasing aesthetics or building the architect of your life? Think of someone you admire, maybe a colleague or friend who consistently succeeds. They have a strong self-image that drives them. If you see them skipping the morning routine or eating junk when they said no carbs, you would be surprised. You might say, but that's not like them. They have an internal, I am this kind of person standard. Pause here for a moment. If you could describe the future version of you in one sentence, what would it be? For example, you might choose, I am a person who stays calm and focused through daily exercise. Or, I am a bold leader who solves hard problems with creativity. Your vision board must be built around that identity statement. A simple micro-action to try now: write your own identity sentence. Use the formula, I am the type of person who fill in a character trait and a recurring action. For instance, I am the type of person who learns something new through daily reading. Don't worry if it feels a bit awkward at first. Refine it until it sounds true deep in your heart. Remember, your identity drives your actions. A cluttered board with random goals leads to scattered effort. Keep asking, who must I become, rather than what will I get? When identity leads, everything else aligns. Chapter 2. The three-layer vision architecture. A functional vision board is like a blueprint with layers, not a junk drawer of desires. Think of it in 3 layers: outcome, what; process, how; and identity, who. Each layer plays a key role. The outcome layer sits at the top. These images represent specific results, the what you're aiming for. They might be a picture of a book with your name on it, a finish line of a 10K run, or a precise sales target. The key is clarity. Instead of a vague success sign, use an image that leaves no question. This points your mind toward a target. The process layer is in the middle or bottom. These images show the daily work and habits required. If your goal is to get fit, show the early morning running shoes, a healthy meal prep, or a fitness tracker. If it's career, show a quiet office with a laptop at night, a meeting room with charts, or a notebook filled with ideas. These remind your brain that the payoff comes from consistent, often unglamorous effort. You signal, this is what I actually do every day. The identity layer underpins everything. These images symbolize the qualities and character you're cultivating. Maybe a mountain peak for resilience, a sunrise for calm discipline, or hands clasped together for focus. They represent who you are becoming. Imagine your board as a simple 9-image grid, 3 across. On top, the outcomes, in the middle, the identity images, and on the bottom, the process images. When you see it, your brain gets a full message. Here is the goal, what? Here is the person I need to be, who? And here is the work I do, how? For example, consider Emily, who wants to write a book. Her outcome image is a book on a bestseller list. Her process images are a cozy desk with a lamp, coffee, and her laptop open, plus stacks of research books. Her identity images are a person running, discipline, and glasses with focused eyes, concentration. Every glance at her board reminds her, I am a disciplined writer. I work at this desk daily, and my book will one day be in someone's hands. Ask yourself, which layer is missing or weak on my current board? If you have a lot of pretty final results, but no sense of who you need to be or what you must do, you risk craving outcomes without a path. Here is a simple action to take now. Over the next few days, find at least one image for each layer for one goal. Don't overthink it. Just search for something that honestly resonates. For example, if your goal is health, grab a photo of a gym workout, process, a strong and smiling runner, identity, and a sports medal, outcome. Keep them on your phone or pinboard. Recap. A powerful vision board balances all 3 layers. Make sure your board isn't just, I want a house and a car, outcomes only. Include how you'll earn them and who you will be in the process. Chapter 3. Emotional encoding and reinforcement. Your brain pays attention to what feels significant. A plain stock photo won't cut it. Your vision board must hit you emotionally. Emotional encoding is the secret sauce of powerful boards. Link every image to a real feeling. Imagine 2 images, one of a person cheering after a marathon, and one of a trophy on a shelf. The trophy looks nice, but it's abstract. The cheering runner with arms raised, however, can spark excitement or pride in you. Which one makes you feel something? Which sticks in your mind? The cheering runner connects emotion to the vision of success, whereas the empty trophy feels flat unless you really associate it with victory. As neurons fire together, they wire together. When you consistently look at images while feeling certain emotions, your brain builds a bridge to that future state. For example, if you choose images that make you feel calm, determined, or proud, when you look at them, over time those feelings will attach to the actions you see in the images. Let's say Sarah's board has a beautiful photo of an organized bookshelf. She wants to be organized. And a picture of a warm sunrise. She wants calm mornings. Each morning she stands by her board, takes a deep breath, and really feels the peace of that sunrise. Her body relaxes. Then she imagines herself putting a book back on the shelf thoughtfully and feels satisfaction. She's creating neural signals. Sunrise equals calm, bookshelf equals pride. Repetition makes it her new normal. Avoid dopamine fantasy. A common pitfall is picking images that excite you in the moment but don't cultivate discipline. For example, a flashy sports car might feel thrilling, but does it make you wake up and work? Instead, find images of the underlying feelings you want. The freedom of a stress-free road trip after you've paid off the car. Perhaps paired with an image of you working steadily at your desk. The key is bridging the joy with the grind. When you pick images, ask yourself, does this image move me deep inside? Does my heart skip a beat, or do I just kind of like it? If the image only gives a short jolt of excitement, swap it for one that resonates longer. Pause for thought. Stand up, clear a small space, and close your eyes. Picture the image that bothers you the least on your current board. Why does it feel stale or meaningless? What emotion is missing? Now open your eyes. You might have just identified an image that needs replacement. Every morning when you do your board ritual, take note of your body. Does your posture straighten? Is there a catch of breath? You want the board to ground and empower you, not leave you indifferent. Here is a simple action to take now. Choose one image on your board right now. Look at it and name the emotion it brings up. If it feels flat, try to find an alternate image that captures a stronger feeling. For instance, if you see a generic beach but feel nothing, maybe replace it with a family laughing on the beach if relationships are a key value, or a specific beach that holds a joyful memory. Recap. Emotion encodes memory. Make your board feel powerful, not just pretty. Remember, excitement fades, but identity endures. Choose images that stir the feelings of the person you want to become, so that every glance is reinforcing not just the picture, but the new you. Chapter 4. Build It Live Guided Session. Now it's time to build your board step by step. Imagine I'm guiding you in real time. If you have materials or a digital app open, even better. This is a hands-on session to create your identity execution board. First, choose one focus area. Don't try to solve everything today. Pick a domain for the next 12 weeks, maybe career, health, skill, or personal growth. For example, if you're passionate about writing, you might pick career or personal growth. If it's feeling overwhelming to choose one, remember, a focused sprint beats scattered effort. Think of Michael, who tried to focus on fitness and finances at the same time with one board. It got chaotic. When he narrowed it to just fitness for one quarter, magic happened. You'll do the same. Pick one domain and keep your board just about that area for now. Next, write your identity sentence. This is the sun at the center of your board. Use the formula. I am the type of person who the character trait through specific action. For example, I am the type of person who stays disciplined through daily exercise. Or, I am the type of person who creates value through focused learning. This should feel true and motivating. Write it clearly on a piece of paper or note it as a label in your digital space. Now the image hunt. You need exactly 9 images. Don't make it complicated. Just aim for 3 in each category. 3 outcome images, top row. These show the end result you want. If health is your focus, an outcome image could be a person celebrating a marathon finish or a fit and happy version of you. If career, maybe a book cover with your name if writing, or a business meeting you speaking. Make them specific. 3. Process images, bottom row. These illustrate the actual work. For health, find images of meal prep, running shoes, or someone lifting weights. For career, a person studying late, typing at a laptop, or a notebook with detailed plans. These shouldn't be glamorous. Show the grind. 3 identity images, middle row, around your sentence. These symbolize your traits, Maybe a sunrise, consistency, a mountain, resilience, focused eyes, concentration, or people shaking hands, leadership. They should represent how you want to feel or act. As you choose each image, think of your personal story. For instance, I had a client who used a photo of a sunrise for calm discipline, a photo of a book pile for knowledge, and a photo of a person meditating for focus. She told me, "Every morning I feel the calm of the sunrise and remember why I wake up early to study." Place your 9 images in a grid with your identity sentence in the center square. Top row, outcomes. Middle row, identity, with your sentence at center. Bottom row, process. Visually, this means work images on bottom, the foundation, who you are in the middle, what you want on top. For example, if your domain is health, your bottom row might show breakfast preparation and sneakers by a door. The middle might have an image of a strong runner and your sentence, "I am the person who wakes up early for a workout." The top row might be the finish line of a race and a smiling, healthy person. Now that it's arranged, here's the hard part. Audit for excess. Look at all 9. Pretend you have to remove one. Which one feels least essential? Remove it. This forces clarity. You'll keep only the 8 most powerful. If you're thinking "I want them all," that usually means some are redundant or shallow. Pruning intensifies commitment. After removal, take a step back. Close your eyes for a moment and then open them. How does the board feel? Does it feel heavy, like a checklist of shoulds, or light and energizing, like "I must do this"? It should feel like a focused plan more than a burden. If it still feels off, tweak an image or the wording until it feels right. Pause here for a moment. Consider this question. What story does your board tell about your future self? Does it feel like your journey? Take a moment to imagine you stepping into the scene of one of the images. What are you doing, feeling, believing? Here is what to do next. By the end of today, you should have your board, physical or digital, arranged with your identity sentence and 8 images, 3 outcomes, 3 processes, 2 identities, ready. If you need an action item, write down your identity sentence now. Pick at least 1 image for each category this week and arrange them by next Sunday. Recap. You've built a clear, compact vision board, a grid of just 8 images plus your identity. Fewer images mean stronger focus. Each image now has purpose. Support the identity, reinforce the work, or celebrate the goal. Chapter 5. The Daily Activation Ritual. Your vision board only works if it's alive. That means a daily ritual to keep you in tune. This ritual can be short. 5 minutes is enough. But it must happen every morning. Think of it as priming your brain for the day. Every morning, stand before your board. Take 2 slow, deep breaths to switch off autopilot and become present. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. This physical reset shifts you from waking up to waking up with purpose. Next, do a quick scan of your board. Start with the process images, the bottom row. Silently acknowledge what you have to do today. If one image shows writing at a desk, you might say to yourself, "Yes, today I will open my laptop and make progress." Don't romanticize the work, just accept it. Then, shift to the identity images, middle row. Read your identity sentence out loud, firmly. Speak it as a fact. I am the type of person who stays disciplined through daily exercise. As you say it, feel those words in your voice and chest. Imagine the version of you who already embodies that identity. Finally, look at one outcome image, top row. Visualize the joy of achieving it. Let it inspire you, but immediately connect that feeling back down to the bottom image. For example, if one outcome is you crossing a finish line, imagine that thrill. Then think, "I feel this because I put on these running shoes this morning." Mentally, link a process to outcome with excitement. After scanning, pick one small action right now that moves you toward your board. Maybe it's write 1 paragraph, jog for 10 minutes, or send that email. It shouldn't be huge, just the next step. Write it down or keep it in mind, then do it. Taking the first step makes the ritual concrete. Example: suppose you want to build a coding skill. Each morning you stand up and breathe deeply, then look at your board. The bottom image is someone typing at a computer. You think, "Today I will spend time coding." Your identity sentence is, "I am a person who learns through focused work." You say it with confidence. An outcome image shows an app you want to create. You see it and feel excitement. Then you connect. I build this because I code each day. Finally, you decide, today's move. I will solve one coding challenge. You go and do it while the morning's determination is still high. Pause and think, what tiny first move could you do today? It might be as small as opening a relevant app, writing a to-do note, or simply tying your sneakers for that jog. No matter what, do it now. Small actions create momentum. Here is a simple action to take now. Commit to tomorrow morning's ritual tonight. Before you sleep, place a reminder, sticky note on your bathroom mirror or phone alarm, saying vision ritual. Set an intention. Tomorrow, stand by my vision board, breathe, scan, then act on one thing. Recap. The power of the board is activated by daily attention. 5 minutes each day recharges your purpose. This isn't about magic motivation, it's neural conditioning. Consistency builds identity. Every time you do the ritual, you strengthen the bridge between your current self and your future self. Chapter 6. The Weekly Execution Bridge. Ritual primes you daily. Weekly planning turns vision into reality. Once a week, Sunday is ideal, perform a vision-to-action review. This bridges your board to your calendar so you don't just dream, you do. Every Sunday evening, sit with your board and ask, which area is the focus this week? Look at your 3 categories: identity, process, outcome. Pick one quadrant to emphasize for the next 7 days. For example, in week 2 you might choose identity. Work on internal habits. In week 3 you focus on process. Do more action. In week 4 on outcome. Plan a milestone. You can cycle through or pick based on upcoming challenges. What is one measurable action? Define a single, concrete task aligned with that focus. If you picked a process image of writing, your task might be write 300 words by Friday. If it's health, maybe cook 5 healthy meals. The key is one clear, doable objective. What is one reinforcing habit? This is a daily routine supporting your identity. If your identity is calm morning person, your habit might be no phone for first 30 minutes after waking. Choose something simple but meaningful. What is one stretch move? Identify one brave action that pushes your comfort zone. It might be email a mentor, apply for a challenge, or complete an extra workout. Growth happens at the edge, so pick something that scares you a little but excites you. Reflect on last week. Did your actions support the vision? Be honest. If you fell short, fine. Take note without drama. For instance, if you aimed to exercise 4 times and did only 2, ask why. The goal isn't perfection, it's learning. Cancel guilt. It kills progress. Each new week is a fresh start. Let me give a 4-week example of focus and reset to illustrate. Consider someone named Raj who is focusing on his career. Week 1. Focus. Identity. Raj decides, this week I'll solidify being a professional writer. He starts journaling every morning to build discipline, habit. His measurable action is to draft the outline of a chapter. His stretch move is to share a piece of writing with a colleague for feedback. A bit scary, but growth. At week's end, he notices he jumped straight to writing content. He adjusts. Next week, more on mindset. Week 2, focus, process. Now Raj targets the actual work. He aims to write 500 words daily, measurable, with a new habit of reading writing tips each evening, habit. And his stretch move is to stay up 1 extra hour on Sunday to brainstorm ideas. He finds himself getting tired by midweek, so he resolves to maybe split writing into 2 shorter sessions next time. Week 3. Focus. Outcome. Raj imagines submitting an article. His action is to research publishing platforms, measurable, and put together a query letter draft. Habit, review his board every morning, consistency. Stretch, reach out on a writing forum with a question which makes him nervous. He feels a minor comparison pang when others publish too fast, but he reminds himself this is normal. See next chapter. Week 4. Focus, reset and reflection. He spends this week reviewing. His measurable action is to review his goals, reflecting on his progress. Habit, journals about lessons learned. Stretch move. He plans a celebratory dinner for reaching the 4-week mark, rewarding himself. He logs wins and makes adjustments for the next 4-week cycle. As he goes, Raj updates a simple tracker. Check marks for days he completed writing, notes on his stretch challenges, and so on. He finds that by breaking the month into these steps, he stays on track instead of drifting after a week. Pause here for a moment. Consider this question. What will you focus on next week? Pick one quadrant. Maybe you need to reinforce your process or finally tackle that stretch challenge. Here is what to do next. Schedule your first weekly review now. Get out your calendar and block 30 minutes this Sunday evening for vision planning. Recap. A vision without scheduling is a daydream. Each week's planning keeps you accountable. By choosing one focus, one task, one habit, and one stretch action, you ensure progress in small, manageable increments. Over 12 weeks, these weeks stack into transformation. Chapter 7. Why People Quit Their Vision. Around week 3 or 4 of a new vision sprint, many feel a slump. This is sometimes called the valley of disappointment or the emotional dip. The initial excitement of a shiny new project has worn off, but the final outcomes are still far away. Without preparation, this dip can demotivate even the strongest intentions. Here are 4 common enemies in this phase. Impatience. The finish line feels miles away. You may wonder, why am I not seeing fast results? Instant culture makes this worse. Everyone seems to skip to victory on social media. Comparison. You look at someone else's highlight reel, a colleague who overnight got a promotion or a friend who posted their new 6-pack, and feel like a failure. Remember, you only see others year 5, not their week 1 to 4. Boredom. Early discipline can feel monotonous. If you see the same routines every day, doing them might feel, well, boring. Still, the identity you're forging is built on routine, not randomness. Regression pull. Your old identity is cozy. It wants you back on the couch or swiping endlessly online. Familiar habits whisper, it's okay to skip today. Let me share a real example. This happened to my friend Maya. She created a fitness vision board and spent 2 weeks hitting the gym hard. Then, on week 3, she woke up tired. Her board looked static, and she felt uninspired. On social media, her college friend posted a skimpy summer photo with "Got my beach body." Maya felt discouraged. She was about to quit, thinking, I'm never going to see that in 3 weeks. But we had a plan. First, we acknowledged it's normal to feel that way. Resistance is a sign you're pushing into new territory. Then we used a return protocol. If Maya missed her morning ritual one day, she didn't let guilt eat her alive. Instead, the next morning, she simply stood in front of the board and took 2 deep breaths as if no time had passed, and recommitted. If boredom struck, she made the workouts more varied or put on fun music to re-add energy. If she felt impatient, we looked back at her small wins. She had 1 new PR in squats and was sleeping better. By having these strategies ready, she didn't quit. By week 5, the workouts felt more automatic, and she actually started missing them if she skipped. Pause here for a moment. Consider this question. If you ever feel like giving up, what will you remind yourself? One method is mental contrasting. Visualize the big goal, then vividly imagine the obstacles. For example, I really do not feel like doing this today. Then plan, if that happens, I will my fallback plan. Here is what to do next. Decide now on a simple return protocol. For example, if I miss a day, I will perform my 5-minute ritual tomorrow morning before anything else. Or if I feel unmotivated, I will journal one reason why my vision matters to me. Write this down where you'll see it, so it's ready when you need it. Recap. The dip is a normal phase of growth, not a dead end. You should expect resistance. The difference between those who quit and those who persist is preparation. When motivation wanes, return to your ritual and your evidence of progress. Next chapter. Keep consistent even on quiet days. In the long run, consistency beats intensity. Chapter 8. The 12-week vision sprint. People often plan goals yearly, but human focus likes shorter cycles. We'll work in 12-week sprints. Think of it as running a focused marathon in 3-month segments. Each sprint keeps urgency high without burnout. We've already described the general flow. Here's the typical sprint schedule. Weeks 1 to 2. Installation phase. You're setting up the foundation. This is when you build your habit of the daily ritual. Don't worry about seeing big results yet. Celebrate every day you show up. For example, if one of your habits is no phone until 8 a.m., success is that you did it consistently each day. This phase is about discipline over feelings. Weeks 3 to 6. Resistance phase, identity forge. Now, the grind really begins. The emotional dip often hits here. Every day you do the work despite not feeling excited, you reinforce your new identity. Picture hammering steel into shape. This period separates those who build their identity from those who jump ship. Every time you resist going back to old habits, you hammer a bit more. Remind yourself, feeling resistance is normal. Keep your weekly reviews tuned in to adjust anything if needed. Weeks 7 to 10. Compounding phase. Good news. This is when you start seeing the first fruits of your labor. The early behavior changes start to become easier, almost automatic. You might notice it's weird to skip your study session or workout because it's part of who you are now. For instance, if you've been consistently writing, maybe you see a cohesive piece forming, or your colleagues start commenting that you seem more confident. These are early proofs that your identity shift is taking hold. Weeks 11 to 12. Proof and reset phase. You consolidate everything. Measure your key outcomes, finish metrics, tally habits, and compare where you are to where you started. Celebrate what you've achieved, no matter how small. If an outcome was completed, mark it. If not yet, see how far you got. This is also when you clean up the board for the next cycle, retiring completed goals or scaling up. At the end of a week 12, you do a full sprint review. Ask, what worked, what didn't, who have I become? Then plan the next sprint with a more ambitious board. An example, Jessica, a designer, ran a 12-week sprint focused on launching her online course. Weeks 1 to 2 she spent learning a bit and drafting outlines, just showing up daily. Weeks 3 to 6 she tackled production and felt exhausted some days, but she pushed through. She'd set a rule. Even if tired, do at least 15 minutes. By week 8, she had a working prototype and early sign-ups. Weeks 11 to 12, she finalized and launched, and by the end, she had an actual course launched. Because it was broken into 12-week chunks, she never felt lost in a multi-year plan. Pause here for a moment. Consider this question. How will you measure success at the end of this sprint? Picture yourself at the finish line. What proof will you have in hand? It could be numbers, like pages written or pounds lost, or something visual, like a completed art piece. Having that clear image will fuel your run. Here is a simple action to take now. Sketch a rough timeline in your journal or calendar for the next 12 weeks. Label weeks 1 to 2 as startup, 3 to 6 grind, 7 to 10 momentum, 11 to 12 wrap up. Under each, jot a very broad goal, for example, build consistency, push through barriers, etc. You don't need details yet. This is just to give shape to your sprint. Recap. By sprinting instead of just waiting for next year, you keep your vision and actions aligned. Each 12-week cycle ends with tangible progress, and you adapt as you learn. Always remember, a year is too long to keep focus. 12 weeks is just right. Chapter 9. The Evidence Board. A strong vision needs proof. Your vision board shows where you're going. The evidence board shows how far you've come. This can be a section on your vision board itself, a bulletin board, or a digital album. Here you collect real-world evidence of your progress and wins. Why? Our brains are skeptical. They won't just believe you're changing, they need data. When you doubt yourself, the evidence board is your ammo. Instead of forcing positivity, you'll have concrete proof. I did write 300 words every day last week. I ran 5K twice. I aced that presentation. Gather whatever counts as evidence for your goal. For example, an email from a mentor or client praising your work. A photo of your first muscle-up or clean plate after dieting. A screenshot of your completed project or social media praise. A journal page where you marked checkboxes for each task completed. Receipts of books you bought to learn a skill or certificates you earned. Take the fitness example again. Sarah puts her running shoes on a shelf and took a rainy day finish line selfie. Now that photo lives on her evidence board. Whenever she wonders, am I making progress? She looks and remembers, yes, I ran in the rain and I completed 4 workouts this week. Create the habit of updating evidence weekly. After your Sunday review, capture one new proof piece. It can be as simple as a check mark on a printed calendar that you complete each morning. Each piece should make you nod and say, yes, I did that. Reflection moment. Write down 3 small wins you've had this week related to your vision. No achievement is too tiny. Did you do your morning ritual every day? Put that. Did you cook a healthy dinner? Include a picture of it. Grab these now and add them to your evidence file. Here is what to do next. Start your evidence board today. Create a digital folder or a physical section on your wall labeled Evidence. Put at least one thing in it, maybe a before photo or a note to yourself. Recap. The vision board tells the brain where to go. The evidence board tells it you are on the path. When doubt creeps in, you won't try to hype yourself up. You'll show yourself the facts. This feedback loop between vision and proof makes your transformation feel inevitable. Chapter 10. Evolving the board quarterly. A vision board is alive, not a dusty monument. You will grow, and your board must grow with you. Every 90 days, after a sprint, do a board audit. Clean out the old and level up the new. Ask yourself what to remove. Any image that no longer sends a jolt of feeling. If you glance at something and it barely registers, it's become wallpaper. For instance, if one of your process images is you exercising 30 minutes and now you do 60 easily, maybe that old image is too low a bar. Remove anything that feels stale. What to upgrade? If you've outgrown a goal, upgrade it. Did you hit the target on your board? If you depicted running 5K and now you regularly do 7K, replace that image with something representing 10K or a half marathon. If your identity image is early to bed and now waking at 5 a.m. is normal, maybe shift to leadership or another trait you want to grow. What to retire? Some images should go into a legacy file or album. This is for the milestones you've reached. By moving the old goal image to a success scrapbook, you clear space for new frontiers. Celebrate moving it out. It means you leveled up. Core pivot. Revisit your identity sentence. Sometimes the person you are becoming is more precise now. For example, I am a person who works hard might become, I am a person who leads with clarity. Adjust it so it's aspirational yet believable for the new you. Example. After 1 year, Thomas realized he had shrunk his board to 4 images because he had completed several original goals. He removed the symbols of those wins and replaced them with ambitious new ones. What used to feel like a stretch now felt comfortable. His board now showed more advanced goals, and he felt excited again. Pause here for a moment. Consider this question. Look at your board right now. Do all images still inspire you? If you shrink one in your mind, does it feel like it belongs to you now, or you 10 years ago? Identify one image to clear out this week. Here is a simple action to take now. Mark a date 90 days from now on your calendar for a full board review. When it comes, spend an hour on this audit. Remove the weak, upgrade the strong, retire the done, and rewrite your identity if needed. Recap. Quarterly evolution keeps your vision fresh. You remain the protagonist of your story, and as the plot advances, some chapters conclude. By editing your board, you ensure your vision stays aligned with who you are becoming. Growth requires ruthless pruning and upward standards. Conclusion. Live the vision. We've turned fantasy into an architecture, a collage into a system. Your vision board is no longer just a dream board, but a rehearsal script for the person you're becoming. Day by day, by doing the work, you will step into that vision. Remember, you do not become what you visualize once. You become what you rehearse consistently. Keep this in mind. Your board shows the direction, your rituals provide the momentum, and your evidence builds the belief. Now, let's seal this with an identity declaration. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment and see your board as a whole. Feel the emotion and intention behind each image and your central sentence. Now speak, aloud or in your mind, the following words slowly and with conviction. I am the architect of my character. I do not drift, I direct. My actions each day are votes for the person I am becoming. I embrace the process and I respect the work. I move forward with consistency and courage. I am becoming my vision, one decision at a time. Open your eyes. Go to your board. Take one action that moves you forward right now, no matter how small. Your vision is not a static picture to admire. It is a mirror and a map. What you rehearse through action, thought, and image becomes your reality. Keep your board in sight, follow your rituals, and let your actions speak louder than doubt. Live your vision. Vision boards that work. Goals and Purpose series. Introduction. Your vision needs a system. Most vision boards fail. Not because vision is wrong, not because desire is foolish, but because the board becomes decoration instead of direction. People cut out pictures. They paste words. They feel inspired for a week. And then life resumes. The problem is not the images. The problem is the absence of a system. Vision without behavior is fantasy. Vision with repetition becomes identity. A vision board that works is not a collage. It is a decision filter. It tells you who you are becoming. It guides what you say yes to. It quietly eliminates what no longer fits. In this audiobook, you will not build something aesthetic. You will build something operational. You will create a board that activates emotion, rehearses identity, drives weekly execution, and builds belief through proof. By the end, you will not just have a board. You will have a ritual, a rhythm, and a structure that makes vision practical. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Vision is direction, not decoration. A vision board is not art therapy. It is a compass. If your board does not influence your decisions, it is only decoration. Vision answers one question: who am I becoming? Not what do I want to buy, not what looks impressive, not what others would approve of. Who am I becoming? If that question is unclear, your board will be cluttered. Money beside a beach beside a sports car, beside vague words like success and happiness. Directionless boards create directionless effort. So before you choose images, you must choose clarity. Take a moment now. Ask yourself, if I could describe the future version of me in one sentence, what would I say? Disciplined, calm, focused, financially independent, physically strong, spiritually grounded. Your board must reflect identity first. Now here is a powerful exercise. Remove 3 images from your current board, or your mental draft, that represent fantasy, not direction. If it looks impressive but does not connect to who you are becoming, remove it. If it stimulates comparison but not commitment, remove it. Clarity is subtraction before addition. When your board becomes identity-driven, it becomes powerful. Because identity drives behavior. Chapter 2. The 3-layer vision framework. To prevent chaos boards, we use structure. Your vision has 3 layers. Layer 1, identity, who you are becoming. Layer 2, creation, what you are building. Layer 3, lifestyle, how you live daily. Identity is internal. Creation is external output. Lifestyle is rhythm. Most boards overfocus on creation. They ignore identity. They romanticize lifestyle. But when identity leads, the rest align. For identity, choose images that represent traits. Strength, focus, leadership, peace, consistency. For creation, choose images that represent contribution. A business, a book, a team, a product, a result. For lifestyle, choose images that represent daily environment. Morning routine, fitness, workspace, family dinners. Travel with purpose. No more than 3 to 4 images per layer. If you exceed 12 total images, you dilute clarity. Remember, the goal is not stimulation, the goal is alignment. Chapter 3. Emotional anchors. Encoding the vision. Memory is emotional. The brain does not store logic deeply. It stores feeling. If your board does not move you emotionally, it will not move you behaviorally. When selecting images, ask, does this create calm? Does this create power? Does this create discipline? Does this create freedom? Does this create contribution? Avoid dopamine fantasy. If an image makes you excited but not committed, remove it. Excitement fades. Identity endures. Stand in front of your board and notice your body. Does your posture lift? Does your breathing slow? Do you feel steady? If not, refine it. This is not about hype. It is about resonance. Choose images that represent the version of you that feels grounded, capable, and clear. Because repetition of emotionally meaningful imagery strengthens neural association. And neural association shapes behavior. Chapter 4. Design rules that make it work. Now we design it properly. Maximum 12 images. 4 quadrants. Identity, creation, lifestyle, contribution or growth. Use white space. Clutter reduces cognitive clarity. Do not use tiny, unreadable quotes. If you cannot read it from standing distance, it does not belong. One dominant theme. Avoid mixing conflicting identities. If your board says calm and chaos at the same time, your mind will not know what to rehearse. Physical boards create tactile reinforcement. Digital boards allow portability. Choose one primary board. Place it where you see it daily. Morning exposure matters most. Not beside your bed where you scroll. Not hidden in a drawer. Invisible, intentional space. Design is discipline. Chapter 5. The 5-minute daily activation ritual. Without ritual, the board dies. Here is the system. Look. Stand in front of your board. Breathe slowly. Speak your vision statement. One sentence. I am becoming a disciplined and focused leader who builds meaningful wealth and lives with calm strength. Feel it. Not dramatically, steadily. Then write one action you will take today that aligns with the board. 1. Not 10. 1. This bridges identity to behavior. 5 minutes every day. No ritual equals no results. Repetition equals encoding. Encoding equals identity. Identity equals behavior. Chapter 6. The Bridge. Weekly execution system. Vision must convert into weekly structure. Every week choose one key outcome, one habit, one stretch action. Key outcome moves creation forward. Habit reinforces identity. Stretch action builds courage. Work in 12-week cycles. Quarterly intensity. Track your weekly completion rate. Not perfection, consistency. This transforms your board from inspiration into execution. You are not chasing images. You are building proof. Chapter 7. Obstacles and reality. Immunity. Vision will meet resistance. Comparison. Impatience. Fatigue. Doubt. Expect it. Use mental contrasting. Define the wish. Visualize the outcome. Identify the obstacle. Create a plan. If I feel comparison, then I will return to my board and review my own path. If I feel impatience, then I will measure progress, not perfection. If I skip a day, then I resume immediately. Immunity is preparation, not denial. Your board should remind you who you are when emotion fluctuates. Chapter 8. The Evidence Board. Belief grows from proof. Add a second section to your board or create a parallel board. Evidence. Screenshots of wins. Photos of milestones. Receipts. Journal entries. Before and after images. Document progress visibly. When doubt appears, you do not argue. You review proof. The evidence board turns hope into credibility, and credibility strengthens identity. Conclusion. Live it. Vision is not something you stare at. It is something you rehearse. Rehearse identity daily, execute weekly, review monthly, reset quarterly. You are not building a dream wall. You are building a self. Say this quietly. I am becoming what I repeatedly see, feel, and execute. Keep your board clean. Keep your ritual consistent. Keep your actions aligned. And remember, direction before decoration, identity before aesthetics, execution before emotion. If this strengthened your clarity, continue building with us at Be Believe, Become TV. Your vision is not fantasy. It is rehearsal for reality. Now build it